Now let's welcome a WWE superstar who will be coming to Rochester Friday, March 6th for the WWE Live event. He's currently WWE's Intercontinental Champion the 5th time. He's held the title. Let's welcome Wade Bad News Barrett back to the Pain Clinic. Thank you so much for the time today, Bad News.
Thank you very much. Good to be on the show again.
Oh, thank you. This is the third time, believe it or not, we've talked, but the first time since you've been holding a title. The Bad News Intercontinental Championship sounds pretty nice, sir, and it's your 5th time. Isn't that fantastic?
That's right. It's pretty cool. It's a title I always had a lot of respect for when I was younger and a fan of WWE and watching guys like Shawn Michaels and Bret the Hitman Hart and the British Bulldog David Boy Smith carrying this particular title. So it's a real honor for me to be the Intercontinental Champion now for the 5th time.
But Bad News, it would be nice to actually be able to carry your own belt, right, to have possession of it? Yeah,
that's the problem. In this day and age, a lot of thieves around, and Dean Ambrose is the epitome of a thief. He's stolen my championship, but I have every intention of getting my hands back on it soon. I might employ the Repo Man to go and pick it up for me if I can track him down.
Definitely Repo or get David Otunga. Maybe have to do it that way,
Yeah, I don't know if Dean Ambrose really respects the laws of the land, so David Otunga might not work in this instance. So Repo Man, I think, is my best bet.
I don't know. I feel like Dean has to have a great lawyer if that contract for the match itself actually held up in a court somewhere.
He has a good lawyer. I had a very bad one. Yeah, it was a bit of a strange contract. I agree on that.
Very cool. Well, I want to let you know, you're number 10 on the combined days of holding that title you have right now, and it's just about a year's length in your 5 reigns. I got to say, very impressive, sir. You're making your name up among some Hall of Famers up there now.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, someone actually sent me the list not so long ago. I noticed a lot of the guys on the list were kind of from back in the 70s and 80s when the reigns were a lot longer back then. So it's a pretty huge thing to have a long reign in this day and age. Titles tend to change hands pretty quickly nowadays. So, yeah, definitely very proud to crack the top 10 list.
Bad News, Barrett, I know last time we talked, we were getting ready for a live event here in Rochester, another one coming. It's on the road to WrestleMania, though. This time of year, how excited are you? It feels like everybody's kind of a little extra motivated when this season comes around every year.
Yeah, WrestleMania is kind of like Christmas for us, so all the locker room, a couple of months before WrestleMania starts getting very excited and rumors start roaming around about, who's going to be doing what at WrestleMania and what spot you're going to get on the card and things like that. Traditionally, I've always had very bad luck when it comes to WrestleMania. I've not really had my WrestleMania moment yet, but I'm hopeful this year it might be with me being the Intercontinental Champion. Hopefully we'll get something good and I'll have my WrestleMania spot.
Yeah, you have any idea what the match is going to be at for WrestleMania with you?
Nope, no idea. I've heard a couple of rumors, which I'm not going to repeat at the moment, but fingers crossed we get something good, and obviously I'm hoping to go out there and do something pretty significant.
Now, wait, I have to ask a personal question right now. Very excited for the live event coming up in Rochester. Also, it's going to be special for me because my 6-year-old nephew going to his first WWE event. As a superstar, any words of advice or tips? I want to make this as special as I can for him.
Make sure you buy a Bad News Barrett T-shirt, and if you do that, I promise you will have the greatest time ever. If you don't do that, it kind of might be just an okay experience, but to push you to the absolute best experience you can have, buy and wear a Bad News Barrett T-shirt. That's the only advice I have.
Consider it done.
He'll become the ladies' man by doing that. That's for sure. I've always had one question I wanted to ask you, and I don't think the times in the past we've had time. But when the Nexus was formed during the NXT Season 1, was the way it ended the original intent of how it was going to from the beginning of that show, or was that kind of like a last-minute thing?
Do you mean when we threw the Nexus together and became a group?
Yeah, pretty much when you took over at the very end of the first season. You took over the Raw and everything else.
Yeah, I'd say that was definitely not the original intent. The original intent was that the guy who won would go on and become a WWE superstar. The remaining 7 guys would either go back down to the developmental territory or be released. So there was a lot of pressure on us during that season to make sure that you were the guy who won it, and obviously I did end up winning it. And then I think pretty soon after that, Vince realized that there was quite a bit of talent on the show that we had used, and it would be foolish to kind of cut all of those guys. I mean, you look at some of the guys who were on that show, like Ryback was on that particular season, Daniel Bryan was on that season, Heath Slater, Justin Gabriel, there was quite a few guys who really made something of themselves out of that season. So I think they realized, well, there's a lot of talent there, let's do something with them. We have a great opportunity to debut a bunch of young guys, and let's take a shot. So it was, a pretty late decision early in the season.
So we've got a WWE live event coming here to Rochester, and I guess I want to give props to us, really, from the last time that we talked with you. We have switched from saying house show to live event permanently. So thank you for that tip last time. But I remember we talked last time about the differences with going to a live event, and I've specifically noticed how much WWE has stepped up the live event status. It's not a televised show, but there's more production to it, and it's just a fun time. I honestly prefer going to the live events. Can you just talk again kind of just to what a fan can experience going to this kind of a show, maybe compared to, if they've only gone to TV before?
Yeah, definitely. I think the live events, really, you're getting more immersed in a traditional kind of pro wrestling experience where the focus is more on the in-ring action. There's less talking, there's less video packages and stuff like that. You still get the production of the big stage and the big screen and things like that. We've kind of improved that side of things from the production end. But I think the focus is a lot more on the in-ring action and the storytelling from a performer standpoint. And I think, a lot of our audience who haven't experienced it before tend to be pretty surprised when they go to a live event how different it actually is from the TV show, whereas our TV show is more of a variety show with backstage segments and commercials and stuff like that, and speaking segments. It's a lot less about that and a lot more about sort of pure in-ring entertainment in the live event. So speaking on behalf of probably 95% of the roster, I would say the majority of us actually prefer performing in the live event setting as opposed to the TV setting.
Very cool. We briefly saw you on East Total's Divas recently, very briefly. If you blinked your eye, you might have missed him. Is that a show you would like to be more on and a little bit, or is it a little invasive for you? I mean, that was, kind of like you were in the background a couple of times and stuff. What did you think about that?
Yeah, they asked me to do it. It's not something I've ever harbored dreams on appearing on, to be honest with you. I was asked to do it as a favor for somebody, and I agreed to do it. I think it is a little bit invasive. I was fine with everything that aired, but it's not something that I'm actively pursuing and trying to get a spot on regularly. I think it's a great TV show. It's just not something that I really have designs on myself.
Well, you certainly seemed like a quality gentleman the way you handled things on the episode. I just want to know...
But there must have been some great editing if that's how I did it.
Now, I just want to know, I'm a fan of the show. I have no problem admitting that. But if there was a total dudes show, I guess, who would be the first male wrestler to be cast from the roster, in your opinion?
Oh, my God, total dudes. Well, what's the criteria that they need to be...
gossiping,
Okay, well, I'll probably have to go with Heath Slater. He's the kind of guy that I can stick a camera on 24/7, and there's always going to be something entertaining coming from him, be it good or bad. In some way, something ridiculous always happens with Heath Slater. So he will be my first name on the list, I think.
Yeah, you have to have guys with drama. So just remember, drama's in it.
Yeah, exactly.
I see that you're not a big fan of Man U's Wayne Rooney, just by your tweets. What's your team?
My team is called Preston North End, and Preston North, I know everyone will have heard of Manchester United, even if you're not a soccer fan, but my team, Preston North End, which is the town where I'm from in the UK, they're a much smaller team, so they don't get much coverage, and no one's really heard of them out here in the States. And actually last week we had a match with Manchester United for the first time in 43 years. So like I say, we're a smaller team. We don't often get to play the bigger side, so it just so happened that the stars converged, and we ended up drawing them in this cup competition. So I was very excited about this, and it's a huge time, first time in my lifetime that my team are playing the mighty Manchester United. And with about 8 minutes to go, Wayne Rooney dives, which is what you call flopping in basketball, basically pretending he's been fouled. He wins the penalty, scores, and Manchester United win the game. So I'm furious about this. I call Wayne Rooney out on Twitter, basically accuse him of being a diver and say I'm going to catch up with him and bullhammer him. At which point he then responds and says he's going to get Stone Cold Steve Austin out of retirement to beat me up. And then I challenged him to a WrestleMania match, and then it kind of went viral around the world, and a bunch of media outlets have picked up on it. So we're kind of waiting for him to respond now and hopefully get into WrestleMania. So we'll see if that comes off.
Very, very cool. Now, we are so excited for you coming to town Friday, March 6th for WWE Live event. You can see Bad News Barrett on TV every Monday night on USA's Network, on WWE's Raw, every Thursday on the Sci-Fi Channel on WWE SmackDown, and he will be in town, like I said a second ago, Friday, March 6th for WWE Live show at the Blue Cross Arena. Thanks so much for the time again, sir, and I suggest you pack warm because it's been below zero here the last few weeks.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's actually we're in Atlanta now, which is supposed to be the dirty South, but it's snowing at the moment. So, yeah, I'm kind of used to this cold weather now.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much for the time, sir.
Thank you, buddy. You take care. Good speaking to you guys.
Can't keep Wade too long, man. Thank you so much, Wade, for coming on, hanging out with us. And I cannot wait for the house show. Sorry, live event. I'll get it right. Rob might be able to get it right all the time. He had to run out as soon as this interview ended, so...